What's up, guys? It's your boy Lord Kumo here again, and I didn't kind of want to make a part four to the story, but I feel like I owe it to you guys to actually finish this story up since it has concluded in its entirety. And I feel like this would be me closing the book on this chapter, as per se, and freeing myself from all the negative vibes that's come along with this. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, if you can't tell from the picture, it's My Crush on Sakura, Part 4. Let's get into it. But before we do that, remember to like and smash that subscribe button if you want any more story times with your boy Lord Kumo. And if you are liking the reaction videos that I do, please go on there, comment on it, like, subscribe. Let me know you feeling your boy. We're gonna have a lot more of these coming here soon. I had a break, and we're gonna talk about why here in this story time. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so as you was if you seen My Crush on Sakura part 1, 2, and 3, then you understand, there was this girl named Sakura and had a crush on her and stuff like that. And blase, long story short, my girl knew and everything like that. Um and it was pretty much innocent type of thing. So long story short, she ended up saying that hey, she just wanted to be friends and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we're gonna fast forward a couple days after that, after I made that video. I'm up in the group with some of my friends. Of course, the friends that I actually had. If you seen My Crush on Sakura 1, 2, and 3, the people that I shout out was actually the people that turned around and backstabbed me in the back, and kind of left me up high and dry. And it's kind of sad because there was a mistranslation there, and there was an error upon their account, and it's kind of sad because I'm a person. I like to avoid a lot of confrontation if need be, and for the most part, I kind of want to squash the beef, but they kind of walked out of my life before I could even do that. But okay, let me get into the beef. Let me tell you how this all started. So I was in one of my moods one day. I was feeling mad depressed, like super mad depressed, and I just didn't want to hear from nobody. So we was all in this little raid group and whatnot together. So and they had me a part of this family group and whatnot. So I was like, you know what? I'm dipping out of here. I'm dipping out. And I dipped out, and it was just like that. And then my so-called sister Jess, she posted something on her Facebook, and it kind of came at me, and I was like, yo, what's going on? Let's talk about it. So they started hitting with these indirect stuff like da 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 da. And it was like Jess and Quell. They was both just Hadouken, just attacking your boy like viciously. And I was going at it, I was going at it, I was going at it, and then it had some other people up in there that was chiming in and jarring it on. They don't know the whole details, and it was like some petty stuff. So at the end of it, they both pretty much just block me and delete me and whatever on social media, on our Pokemon Go app. Um, just anywhere they could possibly do that at, they block me. And I'm pretty sure that they stop following my YouTube channel too. If they do still follow it, it's just to pick up some more derps. And if you're watching this, you know what, guys? I have no hard feelings towards you. I forgive you. I love you. And if you want it from me, I'm sorry too. Um, but yeah, they just straight up, say we're done here. We're not dealing with this negativity, and keep that in mind because that's going to be a part for later on in the story. Negativity. Um. So yeah, they block and delete me, and then me, I'm just like I'm just kind of ignoring it and stuff like that. I'm just like, you know what? I thought they were my family. I thought they were my friends. You know, I feel like me, I've never just went off one person word. So if somebody would came back, like if like let's say one of my best friends came to me, a best friend for a long time. Let's say it was my best friend Terrence, and he came to me after a long time, and he was mutual friends with them and stuff like that, blase blase, and came back and be like, "Hey, yo, Kumo, they talking foul on your name." I'm just like, "What you mean they talking foul on my name?" Like, they saying this, that, and the third about you. I'm like, what you do to stop them? First of all, I was like, I told him like, yo, man, I'm going back and tell Kumo about all of this stuff, bro. And y'all down bad for talking about that man like that. Y'all disrespected. And I'm like, okay, whatever, whatever. I don't want him to go too hard in the paint on it or anything like that. I just want him to say something. That's what I respect. Like, I respect your character more if you tell me, hey, what you said when I was around, then coming back and telling me this, that, and the third. And this is what both of them used to do. They used to come back and tell me this, that, and the third, especially about one of my friends, Cheeks, talking about he was talking about me and my relationship and blah 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 blah. And then when I confronted him, he was like, "Yeah, I said it, but it wasn't about no bad thing. Just said, you kind of like a bleeding heart, like you fall in love kind of quickly. You know, we all do it. It's not just you, and I didn't mean it in no negative type of way." And he was straight up about it. He actually told me, "Yeah, I said something, but here's the rundown." And this is what I expected them to do because while I was talking to Sakura, she had a mutual friend, which was my good friend Quell and my sister Jess, and of course, both their husbands, Josh and Naheem. And I was like, okay, bet I can confide in you. And basically, what I was telling her basically was, it's like everybody viewed me as this bad guy, this horrible person. I didn't want them to ever see me as a horrible person. I guess the joke's on me for that one because that's indeed what they view me as now, as a horrible person. So like, this is what I was confiding in her about. Like, I hope they don't see me as this, blase blase, yakety smackety. And flag on the play, what's kind of funny is Sakura actually hit up my wife a couple days ago about some stuff, and my my girl was talking to her because she told me exactly what she was saying and whatnot, and she was like, "Hey, yo, my man's confided in you. Why'd you send the stuff? Like, why'd you send the they like messages to Quell and stuff like that?" And then she sat down here, and this is how I knew she was lying though. This is how I knew somebody's lying at some point in time because she was like, I just sent the messages and stuff like that, and I stuck up for Kumo. But guess what? My wife was over there when all the stuff was being sent. She didn't send just no screenshots or anything. She actually sent and forward the voice recordings that I had sent to her when I was in my feelings and I was having, a little mental breakdown and I needed somebody to confide in and talk to. You know what? Was this my what am I at fault for a little bit of this? Yes, because I should have never confided in somebody that I didn't really know like that. Did I feel like I could confide in her? Yeah, because she came off as like, solid person. We all got our demons and stuff like that, I just thought she was cool people, especially since she associated with herself with Quell Naheem, Josh, and Jess. I thought she was an extremely cool person because I thought those were all extremely cool people. So I thought, yes, I could confide in this person. And I did have, a mild crush on her, I'm not gonna lie, you know. Even sent this girl a little Valentine's Day gift. Kind of funny story with that. It actually got lost in the mail or something, and they sent me a full refund back. So that it is what it is. But she didn't send me nothing anyway, even though she said she was gonna send me something. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so, key point is they didn't come to me when they had a problem. They expected me to be an adult and speak up and be like, "Hey, we have a problem," but you don't follow your own rule. That's already the catch 22. Second of all, I was like, they was mad at me because they said I was talking foul on their name, and I wasn't really talking foul on their name, and I don't have nothing against them. If they actually wanted to come talk to me at any point in time in a group chat and get things squashed, I'd be, all for it. I'd love for things to go back to the way they were. But as a realist, I understand why that will never be. And another time, the only thing, like, it's kind of messed up because I was mad at them for an event I went to and I balled out on them. I bought like $100 worth of KFC on some real stuff. And I had to go back. I had to leave early because my wife, she's she was pregnant at the time, and they had her sitting, sleeping on the floor and whatnot, sitting on the floor all day and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo, I know at least one of y'all in the house been pregnant before. Why you being like this? And like, you know, instead of causing a ruckus, which I won't do, I'm not gonna cause no ruckus because I know myself. I'm all the way in or all the way out type of person. If I tap in and start a ruckus, then I might burn the whole house down like on some real stuff. Like I might pull a Itachi in that thing and leave out. Like if I start a ruckus. That's why I'm just like it's better for me to like keep myself conserved and be calm instead of acting out and lashing out and then getting real violent behind that lash out. So I asked my girl, yo, you just want to go home so you can, sleep in our bed and stuff like that instead of on this floor on this air mattress type thing. Cause I brought an air mattress over there because I had a feeling we was gonna be spending the whole night over there. So I took my she was like, you know what, babe? Yeah, I'd rather much go back home. So I go back home and they get ready to come over and they bring a plate. Now they was like, we're not bringing that for your wife, and I'm like, that's already flag on the plate, and that's a little bit my fault too because me and my girl we were fresh in some stuff at the time, and I wasn't sticking up for her like I should have, and that's my fault. I've did a whole lot of character development since then. And like she's had my back through a whole lot of this mess. And she understands where I came from. And plus I told her like a lot of this stuff before it even went down. So she already knew what type of day it was. So, long story short, um, my girl, she went to go do a COVID testing because, she had been sick for a little bit, and she went to go do, get a little test for the vid, make sure she came back positive. I went to go took mine like a day later. I came back negative. Black don't crack, baby. Black don't crack. But yeah, they were saying like when my girl told them that she had COVID and stuff like that, they didn't believe her when they were talking to her. Like she came back and told me something like they were pretty much talking to her like via text message on the phone and stuff like that. And that they were saying that she sounded like me. And I'm just like, I mean, she stays with me. Of course, she's bound to pick up some of my lingo, my terminologies, my slang, my old dad words. But yeah, it was crazy. I wasn't even in the vicinity of my girl when she was having that conversation. It was kind of hilarious because she came home. She was like, "Your friends are wild." I was like, "Why you say that?" She's like, "They just kind of blocked me and stuff like that." And they said I was you were coaching me, and I'm like, "How was I coaching you? I was all the way over here. You were at the doctor." It's like, "Yeah, that's what I know." And I'm just like, "Oh, so it's one of those." So, once again, I'm sitting up there like hilarious. And yeah, then they ended up blocking me. And I was gonna keep their husbands and stuff on here, but things kind of got like kind of litty. First off, is when I was talking, like when after they blocked me, I can still see their Facebooks. I'm not even gonna say nothing like how I can, but I can still see them and stuff like that whenever they post it and they start, making all of these allegation and tripping balls and writing this stuff like, all this weird stuff. So, my ex sister Jess, she wrote on her Facebook something about like people are fake and whatever and blase blase blase. And then, she wrote something up under it, and then Quell wrote something up under it, and then like a homie to mine, I know a bunch of Terrences, I know like three of them, but one of the Terrences that I went to school with, I'm gonna call him TB. TB, he was like, I'll slap him up and stuff like that. And that kind of caught me off guard. He said I'll give him something to worry about if I slap the heck out of him or something like that. I'm like, yo, that took me off guard because I always try to defuse things before it comes to violence. And then I have an individual coming at me with straight violence, and then them sitting up there with the LL type stuff. Like, bro, like for first and foremost. I try to de-escalate things from violence because I know I'm a very violent person at heart. And if I could choose to, I'd put the pause on a lot of people before it comes to talking. But because I'm a black African male and I know that if I get violent, that could lead to more troubles. In my case, I try to control my anger, my chakra, my chi, and de-escalate the situation before violence has to come upon out of it. And for a brother to come and step to me and say he was going to put his hands on me for something that didn't even involve him only made me view this guy in a more stupefied type of manner, because I'm like, yo, you gonna come at me because you trying to play Captain Saver age with these females and stuff like that. And I get that they're your friends, and I go hard for my friends, but it doesn't need to go to violence straight like that. Like, and even if he was just playing with that, bro, I could have beat your butt back at school, right? I hope you understand this. I hope you understand that just because, you out in the free world now, that you still can get these hands. Like, I can I can drop you my address and just be sitting out on the porch with nothing but these paws and just beat the dog meat out of you. Like it can go that way. I just want to let that be known. It can definitely go that way. But that's what got me mad with that particular situation. Second situation that made me like directly upset is when my sister Jess, she had something sent over here. I don't know what it was. I still don't know what it is to this day. But if you ask her, she definitely gonna tell you I know what it is or whatever. But a package came over here for her. Um I guess the mailman had it mixed up or something because it went to my neighbors and they opened it. And before, they just said, hey, they knocked on my door and was like, hey, I'm sorry that we opened this, but this is a package for you. Da 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 yakety smackety. So I get the package and I look at the name on the package and stuff like that because they gave me the wrapper back too. And I look at the name on the package and it said, Jess. So I was like, okay, bet. So since I don't have Jess's information anymore, um, I hit up her husband. And I didn't even go into details because I thought they knew my character a little bit more better than that. But I guess that's just the kind of turf that you get once you hit public enemy number one with a couple of crazies already. So um you know they said, hey, just leave the package sitting out front of your door and we'll come and get it. And I'm just like, okay. So I leave the package sitting out there. And I went to go check back on it like probably like 30 minutes, 45 minutes later and stuff like that. Just to see, just to see if it was gone and it was gone and I just want to make sure and whatnot. And then I'm just like, I'm letting it go, whatever, whatever. 2, 3 days, 4 days, something like that. And I decided to go check on the page again to see if they're talking smack no more. Sure enough, my spidey senses is always right. She made a comment saying, and I quote, PSA, it's a federal offense to open another person's mail, even if it is sent to your address. And being black, of course, I knew this law firsthand. But what am I supposed to do if I wasn't the one that opened the package in the beginning? My neighbors opened the package and gave it to me, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And I just gave it to them how it was. Basically just rapper, whatever. And a matter of fact, when I looked at the rapper, it didn't even have a apartment unit number on there because I was go from A to F, and it definitely did not have a unit letter on there. So that was another thing to why the postman might have gotten a little bit confused. And there was no thank you because let's be real. I could have kept that and it could have been like, yo, it got lost in translation or I never got it. And it's my word versus yours. Everything would have been destroyed at that point in time. I'd have just kept whatever item was up in there. Still want to know what it was though. But yeah, it could have happened just like that. Or, I could have took whatever packaging it was and just be like, hey, return this to sender, return it to sender. And let it be like that. But the fact that I took time out of my busy day, and at that point, I was working overnights and stuff like that. So, I took the time out of my busy day to actually open the door, grab the doggone thing after my neighbors dropped it off and be like, here you go. Sorry about all of this. I just did all of this and stayed up to make sure that they got their package. You know, even if it was open, even if it wasn't my fault, I still make sure they got it. And they sitting up here with this, you're a horrible person. I'm like, yo, calm down with all that assuming. And yeah, man, it just they really hurt my head. So I just like, I'm just gonna block everybody in association. So my boy Crow, I had to block him. Josh, I had to block him. And definitely TB, I had to block him because I wanted to purge myself of all this. Now, like I said, if they ever come back to me and squash this, like just some regular old adults, and we can come back into an agreement, because I think everybody misinterpret everything. I think a lot of things got lost in translation, and I think a lot of like I feel like if you truly cared about somebody, you know, it would be a whole thing. Because one part they said they didn't like me because, I was talking about them and whatnot. And then another side came to light that they didn't like me because I was cheating. But here's the thing, I wasn't cheating. My girl knew the whole time that I had a crush on this other girl, knew that I was talking to her and whatever, blase, blase. But here's the double twist on that. You ready for it? Both of them are poly. Yes. Even like I know a while before Jess came to me and was like, hey, yeah, I talked to other guys. Yeah, me and Josh talked about it. Cool. I didn't even judge her, even as she was doing this stuff. I'd be like, I definitely go to her and ask her what's going on. But yeah, she straight up told me and everything like that. I know she had been doing it a while before she even said anything to me. But guess what? I didn't even get a chance to sit her down and talk with her about that, because guess what? Soon as something came to her light and she seen that she didn't like it, she just wrote me off just like that. And I'm just like, I never did that to you though. Never did that. Never did that. And that's why I kind of been out of it for a lot, guys. And it's taken me a while to actually post new videos and actually give you the finished installment on this, because at first I didn't even want to say nothing about it. But as I sat and thought about it more and more and more, I felt like, I needed some type of closure. And since I would never get the closure directly from these people who I deemed my close friends and family, that I had to get my closure by, setting the record straight, even if it was going to be on my own platform. And probably not a lot of people was gonna hear about it, was gonna see about it, was gonna tell me, anything about it. I still kind of wanted to get that little bit of closure out, because that was gonna be my first step towards healing and moving past this. And it's never easy to lose a dear friend or a dear family member that you hold near and dear to you. But you have to understand that staying still in time like that is not good for you, because guess what? While you standing still, they're moving forward. While you're mourning, they're laughing at you. And that's no way to live. So I had to give myself some therapy, and I had to, clear the water. Even if it was, nobody's listening to me clear it. I'm listening to me. I see me. And that's basically what I needed, and I am so happy that I did do it, because I feel like from here the sky's the limit, and that I can make any video that I want to, and it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, guys, that was my crazy crush on Sakura part 4. And I know it's kind of lengthy and whatnot, but a lot happened, and it's devastating. I even had to end up blocking that girl Sakura too, because my wife didn't mind it at first that I was talking to her, but after she saw the distraught and the hurt and the brokenness that I was going through, and the fact that this woman just kind of wanted to continue to get a rise out of things by commenting on my posts and stuff like that, she was like, hey, it's time to let it go. I know you kind of want to hold on to this last piece, because you got your friends taken away and stuff like that, and she destroyed your friends and stuff like that, but you can't hold on to this last piece anymore. You have to let that go, and we gotta live our lives, because I guarantee you they're living their lives and they're not thinking about you. And I had to wake up and be like, you absolutely right. And I had to step out of that, and as much as I didn't want to, I had to do what was best for me and mine. So I I blocked her, and I took it a step further, and I blocked everybody else, because family and friends, they'll never hurt you like that. And it just kind of makes me sad because I have a sibling that was friends with at least one of them early on in both of our careers, and she decided to my sister Ariel, she decided to drop them early off. And I don't know if it was her premonition just working advance. But the way my sister had dropped them, I didn't like how she dropped them because she dropped them because like, the phone works both ways type thing. And I'm like, at this time, my sister Jess, she was going through a whole lot of medical procedures and having a whole lot of things happen with her family. And I'm just like, her mind just wasn't set up to be dealing with all that. So, I try to take the initiative to be like, hey, are you okay? Hey, are you all right? Blase, blase, blase. And that's where our bond came from. But yeah, I guess I should have just, kind of cut her off, ahead of time like my sister did. So, you know, but it's a lesson, and they it definitely was used for character development because I learned a lot from that, and I kind of I kind of ended up closing my heart back off to a lot of people, closing my soul back off, and it's helped me get a little bit more back onto the grindstone with my YouTube channel and you guys as well, because I took a hefty break because this pain was real, and I was in a very deep depression for a long time, and it took me a minute to just climb up on out of there. And man, it took me a long time to climb up on out of there. But eventually I got up on out of there, and I'm doing a lot better now. But hey, it is what it is. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I really hope that they see this, and if they wanna, kind of be like, hey, let's squash this. Let's come back together. This is not how family, is supposed to act. We heard your side of the story. We get it. Um, we did jump the gun on this. Let's sit down and delegate and see where things went wrong at. And if they want to come and step to me like that, I'd be all for fixing it up because you know what? Even after they did all this crazy stuff, I still got mad love for them. But I'm not gonna let love blind me from what I need to take care of, and that's my family. So, you know, I know they'll never see it. I know they'll never see it. That's why I'm kind of putting it here because I know they'll never see it. And as soon as they found out about everything, or they think they found out about everything, they immediately unfollow me from everything. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, um, just anywhere else that we were plastered up at together. They just broke down and said, "Yo, we not messing with him no more," and that's cool. But anyway, guys, that was my crazy crush on Sakura Part 4. It ended up in a very dramatic manner. It was very sad. And this goes to show you that, hey, poly life might not be for everybody, or maybe you need to keep your poly life outside of your regular group of friends. I think I like that a little bit more. I believe that poly life should not be entangled with your friends, your friendship life. Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So, you know what, guys? Have a great day. Please like and smash that subscribe button. And we're going to have another story sometime soon because I might drop another one later today because there's a story that has been very touchy to me that I kind of want to talk to you guys about. But this has been your boy Lord Kumo, and we are out.